All right,
And we're live!
welcome to another the Master Toons podcast with me, our host Jack Hayward. And today there's only two people on, but it'll still be an awesome show. We have ourselves here. We got David Moore and
Hello.
George Baum.
Finally, someone gets it right! That isn't from my family.
Bum.
You would be surprised by how many people get that last pronunciation of that last name wrong.
I think
I always thought bomb because it's not accented.
Baum.
My name's
Baum.
George. My name's Baum. George Baum.
It's Baum.
It's because George is the bomb.
It's because it's an American. My name's George Baum
I do not sound like that.
from Alabama.
Sorry, Joe. You're complaining about how. Do your impression of me again. Go on.
I mean, like, I hope we never get a scene like that in the movies, because if we do, they'll just take the piss out of Dr. Strangelove, and it'll make me so fucking angry.
That's not too bad, actually.
That's like me if I was Australian. You fucking Dick Van Dyke's me, you motherfucker. Dick Van Dyke's me. How could you?
It's a jolly holiday with you, Mary Poppins. Okay. Alright.
So we're doing our movie of the week, and this is to wrap up our musical, animated movie month, whatever.
Yeah.
So we started off with Fantasia.
No, we started out with Yellow Submarine.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Then
We
Fantasia.
started off with Yellow Submarine, then we did Fantasia, then we did
Interstellar 9555.
thing, and now we're gonna finish off with Fantasia 2000.
Yippee.
Actually came out in 1999. Did a Blues Brothers.
You had one job.
Yeah,
One job, Disney.
it premiered at the end of December though, so it's fair enough for them to do that.
Still.
It features 8 shorts set to animated to music, featuring directors such as Paul and Gaëtan Brizzy, who are French, and they've done DuckTales the movie, the Goofy movie, Enchanted, all that. They've worked on it. They haven't necessarily directed it or anything.
Well, it sounds like their life is really a hurricane.
Francis Glabas, who directed Piglet's Big Movie and Space Chimps,
Oh, wow. Does he have some good credits?
but also
You know-
Rio.
do-
But then,
Well, do you know what? Space Chimps redeemed itself for me at the end credits, where they used to bare naked ladies.
Seriously?
I love that song.
yeah. We had a guy called Eric Goldberg, who I've heard of him definitely, and he's done a bunch of stuff again, ranging from Hercules to
The legendary journeys are the Disney movie.
Disney movie, I think. Like he worked. I'm not saying he directed. He's worked on his various roles.
Yeah.
Produced Princess and the Frog.
That's just disappointing. If he'd worked on legendary journeys, I'd have been so happy.
Looney Tunes back in action.
Nice.
But he has the most credits on this. And then Don Hahn, who produced loads of stuff, including Maleficent, Atlantis Lost Empire, also Emperor's New Groove, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, all sorts.
Yay!
So it's basically it's not a remake, but like it's the same kind of thing, but with like kind of CG animation, and Walt Disney's dead. So
Yeah.
we're gonna delve into it, talk about the music, animation, all that stuff. But before we do that, 5 words or less. What did you think of it? David, do you want to go first?
Oh, a horribly tonally dissonant mess.
Okay. George.
Underwhelming, disappointing, and just fucking boring.
All right. My one is a flamingo has a yo-yo.
Okay, that actually was pretty funny.
All right. Is it bad to say I enjoyed it more than the first one?
No,
Um,
honestly.
So, I mean, to start off with, I think technically the first movie is far superior, obviously, in terms of its innovations and animation and just like it weighted, like if you can take it more seriously, like this definitely feels kind of it kind of was just made because somebody wanted to make it, and
And
it didn't
it
have the same like
shows
weight to it.
immensely.
Yeah, it was a lot lighter.
Nothing. There was no
was
weight to anything.
In fact, if I was to characterize the two films, Fantasia the original it's very serious, very heavy, very dark. You know, everything's so po-face. They were trying to have a lot more fun with 2000, I think, and it does show.
I mean,
And it
that's
just to say it fails is not necessarily what I mean, but you can tell that the animators were always really trying. But the problem with it is that the tracks and the ideas that they do just don't fucking work. No matter
Well-
how much you think about it, the way the original Fantasia, no matter what you think about it, the animation and the music blended practically seamlessly. Here, it feels like both of them are completely different things. Hell, the only piece from this entire fucking movie that actually seamlessly managed to sync up with the music in a very rhythmic way and actually made sense was that fucking flamingo bit.
all right.
And that to me is probably the most depressing thing that I took away from this fucking thing.
But Carnival of Animals was just... I don't know why you're angry that was the best bit, because that was wonderful. It was just fast, light, it's hilarious. It really, as you say, it worked really well with the music. I think that's really the piece that set the tone for this whole setup. It was meant to be lighter and more fun and more accessible.
The problem with it is that the pieces that they pick aren't very light, and because there aren't many light-hearted kind of pieces. I mean, sure there are, but they're not in large quantities like very dark and somber pieces like in the original. And that also explains why the original was over 2 hours long, because there was a lot of very classic pieces of music that actually could compile a lot of ideas and stuff. Here, the pieces that they pick don't go well with the ideas that they've chosen. Like, as beautifully animated as the scene with the whales is, the music just doesn't work there. The same with a good amount of the...
Yeah, I'd agree.
the same with the New York bit. The New York bit didn't work as well because the music is just animation-wise, it's very good. Music-wise, it's very good, but they're completely disconnected. There's no rhythm. There's no vibe. There's no real sense of mood to them. And
my real issue with the Rhapsody in Blue segment was they took the easy way out. Rhapsody in Blue is a song heavily associated with New York and the Depression era. And what did they do with it? They told a story about New York in the Depression.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a creative spark there. I mean, don't get me wrong, the animation was gorgeous. And Gershwin, as they say, is an absolute legend. I would not have a bad word to say about him. But as a piece,
exactly.
It lacked spark. There was nothing there to it.
Yeah.
Just before we go in right down into the nitty gritties, I will just list the reasons why I prefer this one. I think so. One, it is more fun. You know, I'm not saying that it works 100% all the time, but as a whole, I did enjoy it more. It was more light-hearted for that reason. Two, it was considerably shorter. I mean, the first Fantasia one, just too fucking long. It was 2 hours long.
Yeah, this one was just over an hour, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and that's actually
it was
my biggest
75 minutes long.
That's actually my biggest complaint with both movies. Whereas the first one I felt was too long, this one I feel like is too short. And okay, I can excuse that due to the fact that it's a direct-to-DVD movie, but still, most direct-to-DVD. Yeah, it was actually.
Was it?
I think so.
I'm sure it got a theatrical release.
I think it might have for a small amount of time, but it was mostly direct to DVD, I think.
Because it was shown on IMAX before it got home release.
Well, does that actually
Um,
count necessarily as a theatrical
hold
release?
on. So what it is, they did the same kind of thing as the first Fantasia movie. So it premiered at Carnegie Hall, which is in Britain, I want to say.
Carnegie Hall?
As a
No, it isn't.
No, I just think of that because of the Who. But anyway, as part of a 5-city concert tour in London, Paris, Tokyo, and America. So it was made to show in the same way as the first Fantasia movie, but obviously the difference is social, culture and all that changes. So back then, classical music was a lot bigger mainstream-wise than it is now. So you can't really get away with it being 2 hours long and trying to keep the attention of kids and stuff. Nowadays, they had to change, adapt.
To be fair, I think they needed one more segment. I think just one more, just another 10 minutes or so, and that would have really, I think, made it pop. Especially if they'd done another really good segment, or maybe just a couple of shorter segments on shorter pieces.
Exactly.
Just more 2-3 minute segments to break up the longer, more in depth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my third reason was I felt like it was more consistently good. Like, even though I don't think anything here is as good as the best as the first Fantasia movie. In the first Fantasia movie, a lot of it, whatever you think, was very abstract. Like the bit where like herbs and stuff are dancing around. It's like I didn't really care, and it went on for way too long. While this, like for me, when it was good, like it was consistent, like the quality, and it had Donald Duck in it, and I fucking love Donald Duck.
See,
it's fucking wicked.
See, I think that Pomp and Circumstance segment with Donald Duck and the Noah's Ark thing, and I wrote this down in the group before. I think the reason that mainly suffers is because it follows directly on from Sorcerer's Apprentice. So it's an unassailable... Sorcerer's Apprentice is an unassailable classic. And then to follow straight on with Pomp and Circumstance, which Pomp and Circumstance, I'm sorry, America, it's a fucking boring song. Choose a good one for your graduations for once. And mainly, as a British person, every time I hear it, all I think of is Police Academy.
Yeah.
I was about to actually say the same fucking thing. Like I'm not gonna pull any punches. I fucking hated that segment because it just came across as them realizing like this. The full film just feels like a stock, very rushed version of the original, and it just shows immensely, like piece for piece, in that segment. It's just the Sorcerer's Apprentice, but with a completely different character.
I completely disagree. Sorcerer's Apprentice is about biting off more than you can chew, while this was just like a short, fun little thing with Donald. I mean, I think this, including the Sorcerer's Apprentice in this, was a mistake. Like, I completely understand why they did it, because if you imagine, like, when they're doing this live, that it's, obviously the biggest thing that came out of the original, and it would be remiss not to include it. However, in a DVD, there's no point having it in. It's just like, it's just there, and it just makes everything after it kind of pale in comparison. So
exactly,
that
was a mistake putting it into the DVD.
Well, that was my big point with it, because it's to show a classic defining piece of Mickey Mouse's mythos and character. That piece, there is no modern Mickey without the Sorcerer's Apprentice. I don't think anyone would disagree with that.
Yeah. No,
it's true.
But then they're trying to do this. It feels like they're trying to do the same with Donald Duck, which they're not, but you can't help but feel they are. To have that segment follow straight on.
Even if it was its own thing, I would have still gotten that vibe.
It didn't have the same, like, I mean, I think that's like my biggest criticism is like it just doesn't have, the pieces don't have substance with them, apart from
Yes.
Rhapsody in Blue, in my opinion. Let's go. So let's go like which ones really like we think were the worst ones. Because for me, the Humpback Whales one with Pines of Rhone, I really didn't enjoy that one at all.
I
That sucked.
See, I have two issues with that segment. Two main issues. First one being, why the cartoon eyes on CGI whales? That just looks fucking weird. That was
Yeah.
that was just so distracting.
Yeah.
That didn't look good. That was distracting. And number two, when watching it, did anyone else get the feeling this was a prequel to Star Trek 4?
Maybe.
Like, this is how the whales went to space and then sent back the whale probe.
That would actually be really funny if that, like, at the end of the segment we just saw that probe thing fly off into the space or something.
Because that's honestly what it felt like. It's like, oh, whales. Whales are cool. Yeah, I like whales. The eyes are a bit horrifying, but whales are cool.
Yeah,
Oh
seriously.
my god. We got the flying. Oh my god, they're going to go into space, aren't they? The whales are going to go into space.
I didn't get the random flying thing. It was so pointless, and I couldn't
Yes.
tell if it was some sort of innuendo, because obviously they're sperm whales, and then there's a
Yeah.
bit where there's like a cloud of them, and then they fly towards this bright epicenter. I don't know.
I mean,
I
the
actually
other,
wouldn't be surprised if that was the route they were trying to go for, and just everyone completely missed that.
the other thing I got from that was, do you think they'd been reading Douglas Adams? Which, for those who don't know, in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, well, one of the future books, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, and it features all the dolphins flying up into space, leaving Earth because of its imminent destruction.
Yeah. I love that bit.
Which, quite frankly, in the movie, was this sequence with a song done better.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my god, I love that song to death.
It didn't. I think it went on too long. I think that was the main flaw, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing. There was this like syndrome in where like it was in the original, but obviously because this has less substance, it's more apparent. Where you had like this kind of cutesy character in nearly every single one. You know, like the whales one had that stupid baby whale, and then the flamingo, that goofy flamingo that's different to everyone else going go. And what else ones are there?
But I think the other thing with, because it does feel like the Pines of Rome, it does feel like that's meant to be their analogy to the, analogous to Rite of Spring, which, as you remember, I didn't like Rite of Spring very much. I thought it was a very long, boring, plodding segment. I think it was meant to have that kind of epicness to it, that kind of explore, free, the future, this is where we came from, this is where we're going.
It would have worked a lot better if they chose a much better piece of fucking music.
I don't think the music was a problem. I think the animation to put to the music was the problem here.
That too. Because they got complete with the wrong imagery to go along with the music. I know I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, I mean, some of the CGI worked and some of it didn't. Like at the start, like I did enjoy the opening sequence.
Yes.
It was a lot brighter, and
Yeah.
because I didn't really like the start of the original one. I thought it was just like a bunch of stuff happening.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing, but like it uses like modern art quite well. Do you know, like with the triangles and like obviously they're very straight.
Yeah, the
straight
Symphony
shapes.
number 5.
Yeah, I love Symphony Number 5.
It
that
sets the
piece.
tone. It sets the tone of the whole movie, saying like this is Fantasia, but this is in the modern times now.
See, I think it did, but I also think that bit fails because it starts off trying to beat Catherine Fugue from the first film, where they're trying to, have all these cloudscapes representing the music and whatnot, and then because it's meant to be pure music, there's not meant to be any story. then it goes into a story because the triangles are very obviously meant to be some kind of bird or butterfly. And the red and black ones are meant to be bat swarms.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It goes from kind of this abstract, what can we do with the sound, to, you know, what crazy stuff can we put up with the sound, to, oh, I don't know, it's Batman versus the Monarch.
Yeah. Well, it still beats that random woodcutter in the cave from the first movie.
The first
The
movie
fuck was
was
that about?
supposed to be an abstract piece of instruments from the animators emanating the actual instruments and showing out what the strings would be doing. This piece is just. I'm sorry, I don't sound very like upbeat as I usually do, but I'm sorry. This movie legitimately depressed me. It was legitimately depressing. Like I kind of suffer from mood problems from time to time, but this movie really fucking didn't help. And I've been trying to improve the way I view my life and the way I try to be more happy and stuff. And that's why I've been getting out on or in this. Just fuck.
Okay. Well, that was unnecessarily deep.
Tell me.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, really?
It's not that it was bad. It was just, like I said, really fucking underwhelming.
What did people think of the piano concerto number 2, where they did the Tin Soldier thing?
I sort of enjoyed it, but I didn't get how the Tin Soldier ended up getting back.
Yeah, same. That was fucking bullshit.
Because it gets eaten by a fish, and then they pick it out, and then they put it back. What the fuck?
Yeah, seriously.
See, the thing that bothers me most about that is the actual animation itself. It's this kind of weird CG, almost cel-shaded, but not quite.
Yeah.
It's distracting. It's uncanny, but it's in the uncanny valley, is what it is.
Exactly.
I really like the design of the Jack in the Box, so that was awesome.
He was really coolly designed.
Yeah, the design of him was perfect.
I think that's also part of it, though, because if you look, the way light hits the Jack in the Box, I know this is intentional to create mood and whatnot, mood and atmosphere. But they're obviously working this in a 3D space, and the way light hits the Jack in the Box and the way he's shaded and modelled is so different to everything else in that piece.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it just looks tonally dissonant with the rest of it. I mean, I don't think it helps that, from what I can gather, they had the storyboard for this bit anyway, and rather than putting animation to music, they were looking for music to put to animation. I think the piece suffered for that.
Yeah. I don't get why I didn't like Rhapsody in Blue. For me, that's my personal favourite of the whole Fantasia 2000. It's amazing.
Right. It's not that I didn't like it.
Well animated, but
as I say, my issue with it is to do a New York Depression era story in a song so heavily associated with Depression era New York. It just lacked that creative spark. I mean, as I say, what they did with it, no qualms. That is excellent, but it didn't. Because part of the point was meant to be looking at new ways to explore these pieces of music in visuals you wouldn't think of associating with them. That was part of the Fantasia remit. And it's just it's a low-hanging fruit they went for, and I think that's kind of what gets me about that. It was a wonderful
It was
bit.
only one of them. I mean, the rest of them were very...
Well, it was, and don't get me wrong, I did enjoy the segment. It's just afterwards, while I was watching it, I was like, this is really cool. I really like this. The animation's really well. I love all the little stories and how they all come together. And then at the end, I'm just like, but a bit obvious now.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, the start of it was so clever with the clarinet paints like the
The cityscape.
The cityscape, and then like the instruments are the detail. Like it's such a great analogy to an orchestra
Yeah.
with the lead and the support instruments. It was so cool.
Yeah.
There's some wonderful visual metaphor in there. As
Exactly.
I say, my issue is with the overall theming of what they did, not so much what they actually did. I liked what they did. I just don't like the fact that's what they did, if you get what I mean.
I get what you mean.
I liked the flamingo one a lot more than I thought I did. I mean, again, like it hasn't really got any real substance, but then I mean that to me that might be like the animation or length, I don't know. But then if you compare it back to the old Fantasia, when you had like a fucking hippo doing ballet and then a crocodile, a rapey crocodile that starts dancing. Like how is it any different in terms of like what it is?
It isn't.
I actually think
It's
it
the
works a lot
same.
better than the hippo segment from the original.
I say I loved the Carnival of Animals segment with the
Was that your favourite then?
flamingo. That wasn't me.
Was that
That
your
was
favourite?
me.
Yeah. But yeah, I love the Carnival of Animals segment. It's just fun, it's goofy, it goes with the music, but it's not what you'd expect to go with the music. For me, that's Fantasia. If more of the film was like this and the Firebird Suite, I'd have been blown away.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, worthy successor, pass the crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Noah's Ark one was pretty dumb, but again, like I love Donald Duck, and they nailed his character. Like he gets shat. Like, the strange thing with Donald Duck, it goes from like him being shat on, and then you're like, oh, he went to succeed. But then when he does succeed, he's a douche about it. So then you're like, oh, we gotta get him back for that. And then like he gets shat on again, and it goes backwards and forwards, and it just makes you laugh. But that's why I like Donald Duck, and obviously.
So do you think this film got banned in Sweden?
It didn't make much sense when like Noah found him and he was butt naked. It was like, trying to cover up his like twisted duck dick or whatever. And then when he got his foot on the shirt, so you can still see everything underneath.
That's it. You're not allowed to show animals, or you're not allowed to show him in a top unless he's got pants on in Sweden. This film never made it there. Either that or it was just censor bars. Just half a Donald Duck and a giant censor bar.
Yeah.
Swedish people going, we forgot to animate him.
And then I thought the last one, Firebird, was again it was good, but like
The last one was the only one I actually legitimately liked.
well, yeah, it was good. I love the design of the spring sprite, but my problem was again like it lacked substance, and it felt kind of like a rehash of what I'd seen in the first one in terms of life and creation, like with the dinosaurs and such.
Yeah, I guess.
I did it on such like a more wide epic scale.
See, I don't know. I think this was a good marrying of the Rite of Spring creation of life with the pants-shitting terror of Night on Bald Mountain.
Yeah. Honestly, if the rest of the movie was like this, I wouldn't be talking the way I am right now.
If I have one criticism of Firebird Suite, it's that it looks like if Studio Ghibli animated Fern Gully.
This is actually very true.
Way better than Fern Gully.
I've never seen Fern Gully.
I think like my two biggest criticisms, and they're quite big, is that one, most of them lack substance. Either they don't go deep enough, or they don't go, epic enough. And that kind of leads into my second point, where it never reaches the same epic high as the first one does, and it's not dark enough. Like the last one was obviously the darkest one there, but even so, like, there's no satanic imagery.
Yeah.
No, I think that's.
Spirits get fucked up, but it was a lot weaker.
I think they have to be a lot more careful with what they can show when they made this one. because obviously,
Yeah.
you know, parents' rights groups were
Oh,
100
definitely.
times more active. I think it showed more modern sense and sensibilities, and what you can get away with animation has changed a lot since 1940,
Hmm.
where there wasn't much oversight, and compared to now, where everyone's going to be watching you like a hawk in case, you know, someone accidentally animates a nipple.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't necessarily their fault, but still,
Hmm.
it still kind of stands.
So,
Um,
probably the most contentious part of this movie for most people. What did you all think of the celebrities and the celebrity cameos?
I skipped over all of them just to get some more of the film.
right. I will say it was awesome seeing, because I like Steve Martin, I like Penn and Teller, I love James Earl Jones and the
Yeah.
other random woman.
Angela Lansbury,
Yeah, but at the same
Mrs.
time,
Potts.
it was like, what on earth?
Yeah.
It felt very dissonant, and
Yeah.
it was literally it was just there to get people to watch it. They're like, oh look, Stephen Martin does a little bit in it, you know.
See, I did like one little bit of it did with the live action, which is where they had Mickey run from Leopold in the first film, all
Yeah.
the way up to the new, well, I'd say my show, but it was the violinist for the Chicago Orchestra, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And they actually do it, I mean, going from silhouette out into, and it just shows the progress we're able to make, and then
Yeah.
stop making after Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yep.
yeah.
But
I think they should have just kept one guy, like, because when Steve Martin showed up, I was like, oh no, is this whole thing gonna be hosted by Steve Martin making stupid jokes? But I mean, it was better for it to be multiple people. But at the same time, I wish they could have just kept one person.
Yeah.
Like imagine if James Arnold Jones hosted the whole thing, that'd be fucking.
That would have been fucking epic.
see, I didn't. That's the thing, though. I didn't mind Penn and Teller's bit because it was very much Penn and Teller doing what Penn and Teller do. If you've
Yeah.
seen them live, you've seen any of the shows. It's just Penn and Teller being Penn and Teller. With everyone else, it felt like bad ad-lib comedy.
It is bad at web
Yeah.
comedy.
Such fucking bad ad-lib comedy. And I think that's the worst bit. It showed. It showed. I mean, the stuff Steve Martin was doing about the violin and it's 2-week violin. Fuck off, Steve Martin. No one
Yeah.
likes you anymore. No one's like. No one's like you since Little Shop of Horrors. You were cool in that. Go back to that. God,
What about
like
Daddy
that.
Daycare?
Though, he wasn't in Daddy Daycare, was he?
The
I don't
remake.
think so.
Oh no, he was in Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yes, he was.
Never seen it.
You should watch
Don't.
it, George.
Don't do that to yourself, man. Don't do. No, if you're gonna watch,
Nothing.
no, don't watch the first one. Watch the sequel. That's worth a watch. That's got some good laughs in it, and Superman's in it.
Oh, nice.
What, Brandon Ruth?
No. Tom Welling from Smallville.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, as I say, the in between bits with the humans. In the first one, again, we learned a lot. We learned a bit about the pieces of music, why they were written. We learned about the soundtrack.
Yeah.
It felt informative and entertaining.
Yeah.
And this one, I didn't feel like I learned anything. I thought because, they were going to have, because the first one talks about the music process. In this one, because they had the animation desk set up near the orchestra, they were actually going to talk about the animation process more. And I thought that'd be a really cool kind of playoff on the two. Oh, no. Nothing. Just
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing. There isn't really any educational value in this.
No.
Like, it doesn't make you feel scared. You don't learn about life or death. There's just,
It's just nothing.
Yeah, you learn about you don't fuck with a flamingo with a yo-yo.
yeah. So what else? So So we talked about the choice of music. We've talked about some of the animation, what we liked, what we didn't like. So I mean, you know, my favorite one was, as I said, was Rhapsody in Blue, and my least favorite was that stupid other humpback whales. I guess it's still kind of phallic, you know, humpback instead of sperm. Anyway,
If the
so
humpback go bareback, is that how a sperm whale is made?
so George, what was your favorite one, and what was your least favorite one?
My favorite one was the last one, and my least favorite was definitely the Noah's Ark bit. Mostly because the Noah's Ark bit just made me really more depressed, because one, it reminded me of Noah, and two, it made me just want to watch Noah, even though that movie broke my heart in many ways. And
But that movie's got Rainbow Dash in it.
I've never seen Noah with what's his
Right,
face?
I shit you not. At the end, you know, God's rainbow, the story, you know, God's rainbow smile and all of his creation, and that he will never flood the earth again.
believe it or not, when that bit actually happened, I legitimately said, "Oh, thank God, it's over," because my eyes were still falling out of my eye sockets.
But it happens in the style of a sonic rain boom.
That is actually true. I will speak.
Rainbow Dash is one of God's creations, and he smiled upon her. He is his messenger. Is indisputable proof. Darren Aronofsky said it, and he's never done anything bad. Cough! The fountain. Cough!
I might have clicked guest user by accident. I don't know what's going to happen.
What you clicked? Your penis.
Shit, what's happening? Fuck's sake.
Oh.
So what about you, Dave? What was your favourite? What was your least favourite?
My favourite's probably with you. It's the Carnival of Animals bit with the flamingo. That just brought a great big smile to my face. I loved every second of it, and I wanted more like it.
Least favourite?
Least favourite. Do I have to pick a least favourite? They're all my least favourite, apart from that. And
same here.
The Firebird
Well, they're all equally as bad, really?
Oh no. Sorry.
Just say the humpback one.
I'll give Rhapsody in Blue a pass on that as well. But no.
Yeah.
I think Piano Concerto number 2, the Tin Soldier bit. It's just maybe it's just me,
Okay. Why'd you say that?
The animation and visual design of that, particularly because it was meant to be a piece of animation that they just found music for, there is no excuse for it to look as bad as it did. And it looked bad. It looked really fucking bad.
The rest of the movie is that bit was just cancerous.
Yeah, the cartoon eyes on CGI whales, that was bad. That was bad. That brought me out of it.
The entire bit centered around it was just painful.
But I was going to say, at least with the Pines of Rome, there are bits in that where you look at it and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That actually kind of took my breath away. That one was, I think, was more of a mixed bag than just out and out bad. But for me, no, Piano Concerto number 2, by far the worst. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And
Weirdy.
Jack, hello? Are you there?
I hear you guys. Hello? Hello? You hear me?
Hello? We can hear you. We got your back.
Hello?
Back. Hello?
I'm back. I'm back.
Hello? Don't know why you said goodbye. Saying hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So, George, your favourite and worst? Yeah, we can hear you.
I already said it. My favorite was the end, definitely the flamingo, and my least favorite was pretty much everything fucking else.
Oh, come on. Surely there's a one you can push.
Alright, I'm just gonna say it. My least favorite was the New York bit.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry. Despite how good the music and the animation are, the lack of flow The lack of caring in the entire segment just fucking pissed me off.
I think we've actually officially lost Jack now.
That's fucking dandy.
It's alright. I think we've all pretty much come to what we want to say about this. There's not really much in the way of production controversy to talk about.
Exactly.
Me.
Oh, we got him. You're back.
Yeah,
Woo!
I'm back.
Are you back? Can you hear us? Oh, no.
And he's gone.
New York.
New York.
Your computer's being New York.
New York. I am man.
Oh.
Oh, Jack.
And we lost him again.
Jack, we lost it. We've lost him to the internet, people.
I'm doing my best.
I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming Tumblr and all their furry fuckers.
I blame Canada. Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
Better make your ladies come from there.
Well, that is true.
And so does Fraser from Due South. Can't not Due South. I don't have anyone say a bad word about
You said
that.
Jew South.
Yeah, Due South, as in D-U-E. Jew.
Oh, I said Jew.
I did, but spelled differently.
Ah.
But said the same.
Ah.
But that is a British word.
Ah. Fascinating.
Well, on that note, we lost him. You gone for good?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. We lost him. Hold on,
Alright,
I'll
then.
see if he's in the chat. Oh, has his connection gone? He died.
If connection was gone, he would have been dropped from the chat.
Oh, it's
So far, I
really
still
got
see
back.
him.
I told him to stop downloading all those porn torrents. And he was like, "No, my porn waits for no podcast. No man will come between me and my zillion fart porn."
Oh,
Like-
God damn it.
Like the lady boys of Bangkok are calling for my cock. I told him he had to stop. It'll come back to bite him, but he wouldn't
Yep.
listen. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the movie of the week, Fantasia 2000.
Let's
If
wrap this
you've
up
not
with our final
if you've not seen it, watch Carnival
Good.
of Animals
Just
and
wait for me
Firebirds.
to come back.
Oh, you're coming
thoughts. Oh,
back.
hey, Jack.
You're coming back.
It's still frozen.
Let it
I
go.
tried dropping out and coming back.
No, I'll explain in a minute.
Oh, okay. Was it your porn? It was your porn, wasn't it?
Jack, you can be honest with us. What's porn?
Some lady boys. Can't resist them.
Mm.
And, in fair enough, how much surgery did they need until I'm not gay?
Uh-huh.
Well, Jack's insisted we stay on until he comes back, so we've got dead air to fill. Welcome to the David and George Show. Oh, God. All fucking bastards.
We're yeah, we're a kid from we're nearly 17-year-old from New Hampshire talks with a guy who he barely knows from Britain. Oh, he's back. Okay, the George and David show is now canceled.
Nope.
And now he's gone. Now it's back again.
Wait, you're 17.
Yeah, I'm back.
Hey!
Yay!
We don't have to stall for time anymore.
And
What happened to another user on my Mac, and it completely fucked it up?
That's what happens when you use a Mac,
Right,
man. Be a man. Be a man. Get a PC. See, mine's
I use.
inside.
Now-
Hey, I use Mac.
Now my computer is lagging to shit. So.
No, that's
Anyway.
right.
So
That's a
yeah,
nice
we'll just do final thoughts.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just
We'll do final thoughts and we'll wrap up.
Yeah, let's just fucking
Okay.
this up.
Oh, do you want to go first?
George, I am going to Slayton the New York one. Fuck you.
So, who's going first? George, final thoughts.
My final thoughts. Don't watch this movie. You can go your entire life without watching this film. Whereas Fantasia, the original, though I don't think it's an outstanding movie, if you're a fan of animation, you have at least seen it at least once. This, you can go your entire life without even thinking about it. Just stay away from it. Don't waste your time.
It's very hard.
It's an hour of your life you'll never get back. Wasted. Gone forever.
Just like listening
Fuck
to this
this.
podcast.
But seriously, this is one of the most depressing sequels I have ever watched in my fucking life. And I've seen a shitload of depressing things.
Better or worse
Well,
than
if you don't
Smurfs
mind,
2.
I'm just gonna go walk out. Just gonna leave, go take a shower, and cry to myself. Sleep.
George, wait. Better or worse than Smurfs 2? Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
He's actually
The cry, baby. I think he's actually
it's
gone.
a bit pathetic. Like Fantasia 2000 wasn't that bad.
He's back. George.
George, like Fantasia.
No, is he going?
I don't know. Oh, you just go, David. You ignore him.
Alright. Well, for me, to be honest, I think the good bits do stand out, and they do kind of elevate this from being a total whitewash. But definitely watch Carnival of Animals, Firebird Suite, on YouTube if you can find them. If you like what we've said about it and you want fancy it, give not Symphony Number 5, Rhapsody in Blue a go. That's if nothing else, appreciate it for fine craftsmanship. And if you really, 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 really want your Donald Duck fix, go play Quackshots on the Mega Drive.
Yeah. So my final thoughts. I mean, it's kind of interesting because we've got someone who like really hates it, someone who someone who thinks it's okay, and then me who actually like enjoyed it more than the original. Don't listen to George. I don't get why he's so depressed about it, because it isn't that bad at all. You know, not after the shit we've seen on this fucking podcast. You know, Scooby Doo and the Nut.
Hey,
Let me start something. Let me start something. Compared to Scooby Doo, this movie is the fucking original Fantasia.
Oh, them's fighting words, bomb.
Yeah, I just don't get why it depressed you so much.
Them's fighting words.
So I'd say that this is, you know, as I said before, it's basically a light-hearted version of Fantasia, for better or for worse. I mean, you'll really know, because if you sat down and like watch Fantasia in one go like I did, it really fucking drags, and when it's boring, it's very boring. Even though the animation is absolutely stellar, you know, you're still watching a bunch of abstract shit happening, and it's quite dull. While this is like, you know, even that the worst of it is at least kind of like consistent, and it's over quickly when it's really bad. It doesn't reach the, you know, the epic heights of the first one in terms of its how grandiose it is and themes and stuff. But you know, the ones that, you know, I've recommended and said were good. I wouldn't say you have to sit down and watch this movie. I think that's pretty futile. Just like check them out on YouTube. You know, check out Rhapsody in Blue on YouTube, and you know, have your own opinion. I mean, I loved it. I thought it was amazing, and you know, the Flamingo one's quite like a cool little thing. You know, check that one out on YouTube. Yeah, even some of the other ones, like David and George. Well, David said that's quite good. check them out, you know. But sitting down and watching the whole thing, just do the same thing as the first one. Just pick out the good stuff, and you know, if you're really interested to watch the whole thing, it's only going to take you 75 minutes. But yeah, you know, if you don't like it, it's not going to be the worst thing you've ever seen. And yes, some of the music's pretty cool as well.
So basically, in short, go to YouTube. Don't give Disney money. Pirate their content.
Oh, words to live by.
Exactly. Okay. So I mean, there might be another Fantasia one day. Fantasia 3000. I don't know.
Would that have busted? If it's Fantasia 3000, it better have busted. Because they've been to the year 3000. Not
Yeah.
much had changed, but we're living underwater.
I will say like one thing about it. Like Walt Disney, like originally imagined it to keep going forever, and then stuff like new segments being added to it, and so on and so forth. So I like, you know, this tries to do that. You know, tries to like add and elaborate. So there might be another one in the future. Hopefully another Donald Duck short.
Actually, do you know what? I think we do currently have a spiritual successor to the original intent of Fantasia.
Yeah.
And that's the shorts that are coming in front of Disney films and Pixar films at the moment.
Oh yeah,
Those
definitely.
5
that
to 10
actually is
minute
pretty
shorts.
true.
All set
Yeah.
to music, all of them wonderfully creative, or some of them beautifully evocative, some of them pants-sweatingly hilarious. And
Yeah. I will say, with some of the Disney shorts, they overuse the cutesy love story way too much. It really fucks me off now.
oh, but I like the Paperman one. That was cute.
Oh,
I love Paperman.
so overrated.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
overrated.
The animation is lush, but like, how many times have you seen that story where there's like a guy who's like unassuming, you know, kind of kind and everything, but not very confident, and then he meets a girl,
Story of my fucking life.
hasn't got the courage, and then something happens, and he gets with the girl in the end. It was the Paperman. It was the Umbrella short. It was it's just been done 1,000
It's the story of
times.
my life, basically.
Stop.
The only difference, the cruel
Stop
twist, is that I
doing
don't
it.
end up with the girl.
But you could always end up with me, George.
You'll end up with your hand.
Come
But
to
anyway.
England, George. You're legal here.
Okay, now we've completed the entire spectrum of people we can offend.
All right. Now we can creepily segue into what's going to happen next month with our new theme. Our new theme is going to be April Fools. So we'll be watching rip-off movies.
Oh, fuck.
Like I think
That's it. I may have come for every single one of these podcasts, but I am not. I am skipping this month.
How are we defining rip-off movies? Like the Adventures of Puss in Boots, as in the knockoff of Puss in Boots 3D. Oh no.
ones that are designed to trick old ladies into buying for their grandchildren. You know, like Braver, I think it was called or something.
Oh, the Phony X Station, things like that.
Yeah, the Finding Nemo ripoff.
No.
You know.
There is a Puss in Boots one that we'll have to do, though.
I'll check it
I
out.
officially,
They might...
I officially take back everything I said about this movie. Just I'll take it and for anything we're going to be seeing this week.
I have something you can take, George. It's in my pants. It's a key ring.
I fired into the microphone. Well, I think that concludes this week. Yeah, and then hopefully the month afterwards, David has suggested this wicked idea with live action mixed with animation month.
Oh yeah.
For which we will do, and in this exact order, Pink Floyd's The Wall, Cool World, Roger Rabbit, and then Looney Tunes back in action.
Boom, done.
Boom done.
Okay, wicked.
Nice.
So we see you loyal fans next week with the latest goss.
Two of you, which are me watching the video multiple times.
Yeah. Masturbating furiously.
Who wouldn't masturbate over this?
Get stuck in the beard though, wouldn't it?
Oh, that's something for later.
Muff and fluff entangled to make twine.
The girls like the way it tickles, and the boys like the way it tickles the balls.
Yeah. But you ended with the complaints of rashes around the snatch.
No. I shampoo and condition.
I wish they did for their pubes. Alright, we gotta stop because this is fucking stupid.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, everyone.
Grown
week.
men talking about head and shoulders.
Goodbye!
Bye.
Press.
Goodbye!